The Watchers arrive. The reconnaissance vessel Void Whisper drifted through the darkness of space like a shadow among stars. Its hull was designed to absorb all forms of electromagnetic radiation, making it invisible to any scanning technology known to the Galactic Council. Inside the ship's cramped command center, three very different beings worked in tense silence. Commander Vextar stood at the primary console, his 6 arms moving with mechanical precision across the controls. His insectoid species, the Kethmori, were known throughout the galaxy for their strategic thinking and cold logic. His compound eyes reflected the pale blue light of the display screens as he studied the approaching solar system. The third planet from the star glowed with an inviting blue-green color that belied the mystery it contained. "We have arrived at the target system," Vextar announced, his voice carrying the characteristic clicking undertone of his species. "All stealth protocols are active. We are undetectable." Dr. Yilnera looked up from her station, her crystalline body refracting the bridge lighting into rainbow patterns across the walls. As a member of the Siltheran Collective, she was one of the galaxy's finest data analysts. Her kind processed information at speeds that amazed even advanced AI systems. "Commander, I have completed my preliminary scan of their communication networks. The results are confusing." The third member of their team, Pilot Korjan, turned his large amphibious head toward his companions. His species, the Mordal, were natural navigators who could sense gravitational fields and stellar radiation patterns better than most instruments. "The gravitational anomalies in this system are minimal," he reported in his deep, bubbling voice. "No signs of massive defensive installations or hidden fleet positions." Vextar's mandibles clicked together in thought. The Void Whisper had been sent by the Galactic Council on a mission that had puzzled military strategists for decades. 23 separate invasion fleets had targeted this small blue world over the past 50 years. Each fleet had been composed of different species, using different technologies, and approaching from different vectors. The smallest fleet had contained 50 warships. The largest had numbered over 3,000 vessels. Not a single ship from any of these fleets had ever returned. "Dr. Yilnera, share your communication analysis," Vextar ordered. The crystalline being's form brightened as she accessed her data files. "The inhabitants of this world call themselves humans. They appear to be a relatively young species, having achieved basic spaceflight only within the last century. Their technology is primitive by galactic standards. They have no faster-than-light travel, no energy shields, and no plasma weaponry." Korjan's throat sac inflated with confusion. "How is that possible? The Zelkaran Empire sent a death fleet of 800 ships to this world 15 years ago. The Zelkarans have conquered half the Andromeda Spiral. Their plasma cannons can reduce a planet's surface to molten rock." "That is what makes this mystery so disturbing," Vextar replied. "According to our intelligence, the humans have no knowledge that alien species exist. Their own space agency continues to search for signs of extraterrestrial life. They appear completely unaware that multiple invasion forces have already reached their world." Dr. Yilnera's crystalline structure pulsed with rapid data processing. "I have been monitoring their global communication networks for the past 6 hours. The humans spend considerable time discussing their own military conflicts. They appear to be constantly engaged in warfare with each other." She transmitted the data to her companions' displays. What they saw made no sense according to any known pattern of civilized development. The human homeworld was divided into hundreds of separate nations, many of which maintained standing armies and weapon stockpiles. News broadcasts showed ongoing conflicts in multiple regions. Military expenditures consumed massive portions of each nation's resources. "This is unprecedented," Vextar observed. "Most species achieve spaceflight only after unifying their homeworld and eliminating internal conflicts. These humans are still fighting each other while simultaneously achieving technological advancement." Korjan studied the tactical displays showing human military bases scattered across their planet. Their weapons appear crude, but they have thousands of nuclear devices. Each one is capable of destroying a major city. Why would any species build so many weapons designed to devastate their own world? The answer began to emerge as Dr. Yilnera delved deeper into human historical records. What she discovered sent chills through her crystalline matrix. Commanders, I have analyzed human historical data spanning the last 5,000 years. This species has never experienced true peace. They have been engaged in constant warfare throughout their entire recorded history. She displayed a timeline showing the continuous chain of human conflicts. Major wars involving entire continents. Civil wars where humans fought their own populations. Religious conflicts lasting centuries. Economic disputes that escalated to global violence. Resource wars that consumed entire generations. The pattern was unbroken and relentless. Look at their weapons development, she continued. Each conflict drives rapid innovation in killing technology. They progressed from simple clubs to nuclear weapons in just a few thousand years. Most species require tens of thousands of years to achieve similar technological advancement. Vextar's compound eyes studied the data with growing unease. His species had evolved on a world with abundant resources and few natural predators. The concept of constant warfare was alien to Kethmori thinking. What evolutionary pressures could produce such aggressive behavior? The answer came from Korjan, whose people had evolved in the hostile environment of tidal pools where only the strongest survived. They are apex predators, he said quietly, not just of other species, but of each other. Every human generation has been selected for combat effectiveness. They are warriors by genetic design. Dr. Yilnera accessed human educational systems and found something that horrified her analytical mind. They teach warfare to their children as a standard part of education. Military history, tactical thinking, combat sports, competitive strategy games. Their entire culture is built around the concept of conflict. The reconnaissance team watched in fascination and growing fear as they observed human military training exercises. Soldiers moved with precision and deadly efficiency that exceeded most galactic special forces. They adapted to changing tactical situations instantly. They used every available resource as a potential weapon. Most disturbing of all, they trained constantly, as if expecting attack at any moment. Commander, Korjan said, his voice filled with dread, I am detecting unusual electromagnetic signatures from the human homeworld. They appear to be scanning space around their planet with primitive but widespread sensor networks. On Earth's surface, Lieutenant Sarah Chen sat in the command center of the Arecibo Observatory, monitoring radio telescope data for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence project. She had detected brief energy anomalies that didn't match any known natural phenomenon. The signals appeared artificial, as if someone was conducting advanced scanning operations just beyond the edge of the solar system. Dr. Martinez, take a look at this, she called to her supervisor. I'm getting some weird readings from the outer system. The pattern looks almost like active sensor suites. Dr. Martinez examined the data with interest. Could be a new type of solar storm, or maybe interference from one of our deep space probes. Log it for analysis and keep monitoring. Neither scientist realized they had detected the Void Whisper's scanning operations. Shen made detailed notes about the anomalous readings and flagged them for further investigation. Like many unusual reports in the scientific community, her findings would be studied, analyzed, and eventually filed away among thousands of other unexplained observations. Back aboard the reconnaissance vessel, Vextar made a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life. We need to understand exactly what happened to the missing fleets. Dr. Yilnera, search human information networks for any records of unusual events that might correspond to the timing of previous invasion attempts. What she found changed everything the galaxy thought it knew about warfare. Hidden in classified military databases, buried in government archives, and scattered through civilian reports were fragments of information that told an impossible story. References to meteor showers that had occurred exactly when invasion fleets had arrived. Military reports of advanced atmospheric testing during the same time periods. Civilian accounts of unusual lights in the sky followed by massive increases in military research funding. Commander, Dr. Yilnera said, her voice barely above a whisper, "I believe I have found evidence of what happened to the missing fleets, but the implications are so disturbing that I request confirmation before sharing my analysis." Vextar felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. In all his years of military service, he had never heard such fear in an analyst's voice. "Proceed with your report, Doctor." "The humans have not just defeated 23 invasion fleets," she said, her crystalline form dimming with dread. "They have captured them. Every ship, every weapon, every piece of technology. They have been reverse engineering alien technology and incorporating it into their own military systems for the past 50 years. The command center fell into stunned silence. The implications were staggering. A species that had achieved spaceflight only recently was somehow capturing and studying technology that was centuries beyond their natural development level. But worse than that was the realization of what this meant for the missing crews. "What happened to the alien personnel?" Korjan asked, though he dreaded the answer. Dr. Yilnera's analysis was thorough and terrifying. "Based on human historical patterns, I calculate a 97% probability that all alien personnel were killed during the capture operations. Humans do not take prisoners when they perceive a threat to their species' survival." The reconnaissance team now understood why no word had ever come from the invasion fleets. The humans had not just defended their world. They had turned each attack into an opportunity to advance their own military capabilities. Every defeated fleet had made Earth's defenders stronger and more dangerous. As the Void Whisper continued its silent observation, the 3 alien scouts began to realize they were not studying a primitive species protected by mysterious defenses. They were studying the galaxy's most successful predators, creatures who had turned warfare into both an art and a science over thousands of years of constant practice. The mystery of Earth's invincibility was solved, but the knowledge brought no comfort, only a growing terror of what humanity might become once they achieved true spacefaring capability. The terrible truth. The Void Whisper hung in the darkness between Mars and Jupiter, its crew paralyzed by the implications of their discovery. Commander Vextar stared at the blue-green world that had become the galaxy's greatest nightmare, while Dr. Yilnera continued her terrifying analysis of human behavior patterns. "Commander," she said, her crystalline form flickering with rapid data processing, "I have discovered something that explains why no invasion fleet has ever escaped to warn the galaxy. The humans do not simply defend their world. They hunt." She transmitted new data to the command displays. Deep within human military archives, she had found classified reports that painted a horrifying picture of systematic alien technology acquisition. Each invasion attempt had followed the same pattern: initial contact, rapid human adaptation, complete fleet capture, and thorough technological integration. "Look at their response time," Dr. Yilnera continued. "The Krillian horde attacked with bioships that could adapt to any weapon system. Human forces analyzed the alien biology within hours and developed targeted viral agents that turned the bioships against each other. The entire Krillian fleet was neutralized in less than 3 days." Pilot Korjan's throat sac contracted with fear. The Krillians had been perfecting biowarfare for millennia. How could humans counter such advanced technology so quickly? The answer came from Dr. Yilnera's analysis of human research institutions. They have a concept called parallel processing. When faced with a new threat, they immediately distribute the problem to thousands of research teams simultaneously. Military labs, university departments, private corporations, even individual scientists working from their homes. They approach each challenge from hundreds of different angles at once. Vextar's mandibles clicked nervously. Most species would form a committee to study the problem. Humans form armies of researchers. "That is not the most disturbing aspect," Dr. Yilnera said. "I have found evidence that humans have been preparing for alien contact for decades. They call it cynobiology research and theoretical combat scenarios. They have already developed countermeasures for weapon systems they have never encountered. She showed them human military training programs that simulated combat against opponents with advanced technology. Soldiers practiced fighting enemies with energy weapons, force fields, and exotic matter manipulation. Scientists studied theoretical alien physiologies and developed weapons designed to exploit potential weaknesses in non-human biology. They have been planning for galactic warfare before they even knew the galaxy existed, Korjan whispered. The reconnaissance team discovered that humanity's rapid technological advancement had not been natural evolution. It had been driven by decades of reverse engineering alien technology. Each captured fleet had provided new insights into energy manipulation, material science, and weapon systems. The humans had not just defeated their attackers. They had consumed their technology and made it part of their own military arsenal. "I am detecting something else," Dr. Yilnera said, her voice filled with dread. "The humans are not content with defensive warfare. They have been building offensive capabilities." Hidden in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, human installations were constructing something that made the alien scouts' blood run cold. Manufacturing facilities powered by fusion reactors were producing spacecraft that incorporated technology from dozens of different alien species. The hull designs used Kryllian bioadaptive materials. The weapon systems combined Zelker and plasma technology with Meklar energy manipulation. The engines utilized Thrick quantum drives enhanced with human innovations. "They are building a fleet," Vextar said, his voice barely audible. "A fleet designed to fight in galactic warfare." But the humans were not just building ships. They were preparing for something much more ambitious. Dr. Yilnera discovered classified documents that outlined humanity's long-term strategic goals. They called it the Stellar Defense Initiative, but the scope was far beyond defensive operations. "They have identified every major galactic power through analysis of captured alien databases," she reported. "They know the location of our homeworlds, our fleet compositions, our technological capabilities, and our military doctrines. They have been studying us for 50 years. The humans had not just been reactive in their defense of Earth. They had been proactive in preparing for galactic conflict. Every piece of alien technology had been analyzed not just for its immediate defensive applications, but for its potential use in offensive operations. They were planning to take the war to their enemies. Look at their resource allocation," Dr. Yilnera continued. "They have redirected massive portions of their global economy toward space-based military development. Manufacturing facilities, research laboratories, training centers. They are transforming their entire civilization into a war machine." Commander Vextar realized the true horror of humanity's nature. Most galactic species fought defensive wars to protect their territory and resources. Humans fought total wars designed to eliminate threats permanently. They did not seek victory. They sought the complete destruction of anything that threatened their existence. "Commander," Korjan said urgently, "I am detecting movement in the human orbital installations. Multiple ships are powering up their engines." On the displays, they watched as sleek vessels emerged from hidden bases scattered throughout the solar system. The ships were unlike anything in known galactic design. They incorporated the best features of every alien technology humanity had encountered, enhanced with human innovations that improved upon the original concepts. "How many ships are they launching?" Vextar asked. 17, 34, 61. Korjan's count continued to climb. "Commander, I count over 200 vessels of various sizes. Some appear to be scouts, others are clearly heavy combat ships." Dr. Yilnera accessed human military communications and discovered something that filled her with terror. "They know we are here. They have been tracking us since we entered their solar system." On Earth's surface, General Patricia Stone stood in the command center of the newly constructed Space Defense Command facility. Banks of monitors showed the location of every object in near-Earth space, including one particular contact that had been under observation for the past week. "Sir," reported Colonel James Parker, The bogey in Grid 7 Alpha has maintained position for 127 hours. Energy signature indicates advanced stealth technology, but our gravitational sensors can still track its mass displacement. General Stone nodded grimly. Any response to our standard identification requests? Negative, sir. Complete radio silence. But we've detected passive scanning operations consistent with reconnaissance activities. The general studied the tactical display showing the alien vessel's position relative to the defensive fleet humanity had been building in secret for decades. Maintain observation. If they make any aggressive moves, execute Protocol 7. Protocol 7 was humanity's first strike doctrine for dealing with alien threats. It called for the immediate and complete destruction of any hostile extraterrestrial force, followed by rapid deployment of human fleets to neutralize the threat at its source. The humans had learned from 50 years of alien attacks that the best defense was an overwhelming offense. Aboard the Void Whisper, the reconnaissance team watched in growing horror as the human fleet began to form an attack formation. The ships moved with precision that indicated extensive training and coordination. Their formations were designed to maximize firepower while minimizing vulnerability to known alien weapon systems. "They are preparing to attack us," Vexstar said. "No," Dr. Yulnera corrected, her analysis complete. "They are preparing to attack everyone. This reconnaissance mission has triggered their expansion protocol. They are going to launch a preemptive strike against every major galactic power simultaneously." The humans had not been content to simply defend their homeworld. They had been using the time between alien attacks to prepare for galactic conquest. Every captured alien ship had provided intelligence about galactic civilization. Every defeated invasion fleet had revealed the locations of alien homeworlds and the capabilities of their military forces. "They have been using us," Korjin realized. Every species that attacked Earth provided them with more information about galactic civilization. "We have been unknowingly supplying them with everything they need to conquer the galaxy." Commander Vexstar faced the most difficult decision of his military career. The Void Whisper could escape Earth's solar system and warn the Galactic Council about the impending human expansion. But doing so would trigger the very conflict they hoped to prevent. The humans would know their secret was discovered and would accelerate their timeline for galactic warfare. Alternatively, they could remain silent and hope that humanity would be content with defensive operations. But Dr. Yulnera's analysis suggested that humans did not think defensively. They eliminated threats permanently, which meant they would eventually attack every spacefaring species in the galaxy. "Commander," Dr. Yulnera said quietly, "I have one final piece of analysis. Based on human historical patterns and their current resource allocation, I can predict their expansion timeline." Vexstar dreaded the answer, but he needed to know. "How long do we have?" 18 months, she replied. "In 18 months, they will have sufficient forces to simultaneously attack the homeworlds of every major galactic power. Their strategy appears to be complete surprise followed by overwhelming force. They do not intend to conquer us. They intend to eliminate us." The reconnaissance team now understood why no alien fleet had ever returned from Earth. The humans had not just been defending their world. They had been preparing for the systematic conquest of galactic civilization. Every attack had made them stronger, smarter, and more dangerous. As the human fleet continued to gather strength around them, the three alien scouts realized they were witnessing the birth of the galaxy's new apex predators. Humanity had spent 50 years learning everything they needed to know about their future enemies. Soon, they would begin the final phase of their species' expansion into space. The age of galactic peace was ending. The age of human dominance was about to begin, and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it.